All right, the next series of exercises are for the advanced individual. This is somebody that's been working out for a while, maybe an athlete or somebody that's been training for some time now. Again, you know, anybody can jump in here, but we want you to be smart. We're going to try to get through 3 rounds. We've got 8 movements through each one of these. Be smart. The key here is good technique. If your technique's really breaking down, you may want to drop back into the intermediate, or you may want to slow down and get your technique and position in better control. We don't need an injury, so I want you to be smart here. We're going to pick up the amplitude a little bit, the speed. There's going to be a higher element of speed. There's going to be a little bit more loading through some of these exercises. I want you to be smart, make sure you're breathing through all of these. Our first movement is going to be a lower body, a very dynamic. We're going to be doing a dynamic scissor lunge. I'm going to turn to the side here. A couple keys here. We're going to start in a scissor position. Both toes are going to be pointing straight ahead. We never want our hands on our thighs. Keep your hands on your hips here. Toes are pointing straight ahead. We're going to jump in the air and we're going to switch position. Here, 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 here. Each one is a 1 count. We're going to shoot for a rep range of 15 to 25. So we want to work into fatigue. If you can't get there, maybe it's 10, 8 to 10. But we want to be very dynamic on this. Modification could be here, boom, step up and step up. If you've had some knee issues, you've had some knee problems, I want you to be sensitive to that. Make sure that that knee does not drive out over the toe. Even in our jumps, here, if you've got to go to here, switch it, here, switch it, that's fine. Our next movement, number 2, is going to be an upper body explosive motion and movements, kind of a plyometric clap push-up. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the floor. Again, if you've got shoulder injuries or you've had past shoulder problems, you want to be careful here. I don't want you doing this one unless you can stay in great control, because this is very dynamic. We're going to go here. Again, a push-up position. Outside our shoulders, not too close, not too wide, just outside our shoulders, about eye level, thumbs in a line with the ear. We're going to go down, we're going to come up, we're going to clap, come down, catch ourselves. Demonstrate that. We're going to go here. We'll show that from the front so you get a little bit of an idea. If you can't really see what's going on from the side here, this might help. Here, nice good alignment here. Down, come up. You want to come all the way down, touching the chin and the chest if you can, all right? Don't bang your face on the ground, but come down low, touch, light touch, explode up, clap, catch yourself and come down. Again, our rep range on here is going to be somewhere in the 15 to 25 rep range. Our next movement is going to be kind of a dynamic balance. We call it a single leg squat touch jump. So a lot there, but it pretty much describes the entire movement. I'm going to stand sideways here so you can see this. We're going to be on one leg. We're going to come all the way down. We're going to touch our fingertips to the floor. We're going to jump up and then hold with our hands overhead. We're going to go down, touch, come up, and hold. If you have to do that, we have to double jump. That's fine. What we don't want to do is put our foot down. Try to maintain that dynamic stability and balanced position. Touch down, jump, hold. Touch down, jump, hold. Now, if you don't have very good balance, it's going to be really tough. You know, a modification would be just going here and not taking the jump piece out if you had to, or drop down into the intermediate. You've got the wall, stand next to a wall in case you do lose your balance. You've got it right there, touch, jump. If you lose your balance, you got the wall. It's better to touch on the wall and come off than to put the foot down. Again, whatever we do on the one leg, we're going to do the same amount on the opposite leg. Our rep range here is, again, it's going to be 15 to 25 each leg. Our next movement is going to be back up to the upper body. We're going to be doing an upper body movement. Our focus is going to be on the tricep, but we are going to bring a little bit of core in, maybe a little bit of hamstring in on this one. We're going to be doing a single leg tricep dip. So we're going to use a chair for this one. We're going to put our hands on the chair. We're going to walk out from the chair. Again, we don't want our body to walk way out. We want to keep our hips close to the chair here. We're going to walk out. We're going to raise one leg Now we're bringing in a lot of stability. We got a little tension on the hamstring right now. I got my core is firing right now. My triceps are loaded. We're gonna go down and come up. Go down and come up. Again, don't let your shoulders round forward. Keep them back. Keep your head pointing straight ahead. Keep that leg in the air. We're gonna go 15 to 25 as a rep range. They're gonna switch over and do the same amount on the opposite leg. Again, pay attention to your shoulders. We don't want too much stress on your shoulders. Make sure most of that load is in the tricep region of the arm. Our next movement is going to be a 2-point stability. So we've got 2 points of contact here. We want to keep balance through the midsection of our body. So we're going to go down to all fours. Start on all fours. We're going to lift one leg and one arm, and we're going to hold that. We're going to hold that for a 10 count, and then switch over to the opposite side. And you can see me teetering a little bit, but I want to hold that as close as I can for a 10 count, and then switching back and forth each way. And we're going to do, again, our rep range is going to be like a 15 to 25 count if you can get there, right? If you find that you're doing this a lot, you're touching down, then just do a single leg, a single arm, and a single arm for a 10 count. If you can't do the opposites. But the key here is to try to get that diagonal pull on the body. We want, if it's left arm, we want the right leg up, and if it's right arm, we want the left leg up. So again, rep range 15 to 25. Our next movement here is going to be a lower body movement, really focusing an emphasis on the hips and on stability of the foot and the ankle. A little bit of core engagement here. We're going to use a chair here, and we want to go as high as we can. We're going to do a hip circle. We're going to cross the midline of the body. We're going to go up and around as far as we can. We're going to go here, up and around here, stand by a wall in case you got to touch down a little bit. Try not to touch if you don't have to. Makes it a little bit more dynamic. We're going to circle that around, keep that toe pointing straight up in the air. Going to feel the quad engage, hip flexors engage. You're going to get some glute firing. Going to get a lot of stability on the opposite ankle, on the foot that's on the ground. And actually you're going to get a little bit of core. We're going to go 15 to 25 clockwise. We're going to do the same amount counterclockwise. We're going to raise that leg as high as we can, making as big a circle as we possibly can. Doing the same amount on both legs. This next movement is going to be a cardio movement, and this is going to finish up all of our advanced exercises. This is going to be a hip-up motion, a fast hip-up motion, and I'm going to demo that in a second. You're going to need a chair or a bench to do this one. I want to lightly put a foot on top, and then we're going to exchange. We're going to switch over to the other side, making sure the feet are straight, but we're going to use, this is going to be fast. We want this to go pretty quick on this. I'll demo that in a second. Our time, this is going to be more of a time. You can't count reps if you want. I want like anywhere from 30 to 60 reps or 30 to 60 seconds, and we want to go fairly quick. I usually tell more advanced people I want them to do about a minute, maybe even a little bit longer if you can. We want to really get that heart rate up on this one. So let me demonstrate that one for you. Ready? Here we go. Now, you want to make that a little bit more difficult. If you want to challenge that a little bit more, make that heart pump uphill. Raise your hands up overhead. Same rep range. Makes it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult. One thing we want to talk about is recovery, and we don't want to take a lot of time. Really, we want about 30 seconds to no more than a minute between each exercise. Make sure you're breathing. We talk about recovery breathing here at Triad. And what that means is we're going to breathe through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Trying to take air in, fill up those lungs, breathe through the nose and the mouth. Take the air in through the nose, that slows you down a little bit, and then exhale through the nose and the mouth. Really trying to expand the lungs and the rib cage and open that up so we can get some oxygen into our system and be a little bit more efficient and get ready for that next exercise. This is something that you actually need to be focused on as you're exercising as well, if you can.